So what is the secret? Whether you're Liz Cheney or you're the CEO of a major corporation or you're the head of a government agency or you are just someone who has a commanding presence, what is the secret to the modern pantsuit? And trust me, the good news is whether it's Carolina Herrera and the pantsuit is $5,000 for two pieces, and maybe if you're lucky, the layering piece underneath, or you're going to shop TJ Maxx and Marshalls, it is all about monotonal. I think the rich girl, the I'm in control, the I don't want you to pay too much attention to the way I look, but pay attention to me, is the dyed to match aspect. Hey everybody, this is Diane Gilman, formerly known as the Queen of Jeans, and now with my podcast, Fashion Thursdays with Diane. Well, this is a big one because I'm over summer, okay? I am officially, artistically, emotionally over summer. Here we go into another 5 days of almost 100 degrees a day heat. You can't dress. I mean, you can't do anything good, especially if you're an older girl like me. And you're not dying to show your thighs in short shorts. You're not dying to show your upper arms ever. What do? Well, you stay in air conditioning and, it's a little bit isolating, actually, but there is hope because fall is coming. Last of July, the beginning of August, and we are in the sprint for the home run of fall. My best fashion season of the year, and I'm going to make a prediction. And I am 150% guaranteeing this is going to come true. It is going to be the year of the pantsuit. Oh, yeah. And who better to show off the pantsuit than cable TV? Whether you are looking at Kamala Harris, who I think just aces it, eats it up alive, and makes it look so great. The pantsuit, especially if it is dyed to match, I love the fact that she does a skinny leg. You know what? It's your body armor. It's your image that says, I am a professional woman. I am a woman in control. I am very aware of myself, my surroundings, and the message I want to give. Another one that, I look to female cable anchors that do it well. Caitlin Collins could never do it better. And she does it with a double-breasted gold button Balmain blazer with trousers to match. Then you can take those blazers and on a cool, maybe you're going antiquing in the fall, or you're going leafing, or you're going to the apple orchard. Nothing better than a great looking blazer, a simple t-shirt underneath, and a jean, and a pair of sneakers. And we see that also on the campaign trail. Now, I've always been an advocate of blazers. And I've always said that is my number one hide behind article of clothing. But I'm loving the dyed to match trouser, and I'm loving the skinny trouser. I am 5'4.5" now. On a good day, I shrunk as I aged. And so I'm literally petite, which I never in a million years thought I would be. So a wide trouser tends to overpower me. And I cannot wear high heels anymore. So a skinnier pant is going to do better. I am wearing, actually, a blazer, although I did not buy the trouser from Michael Kors, that I share with Kamala Harris. I've seen her in this, but I think she was actually wearing this blazer yesterday. So what is the secret? Whether you're Liz Cheney or you're the CEO of a major corporation or you're the head of a government agency or you are just someone who has a commanding presence, what is the secret to the modern pantsuit? And trust me, the good news is whether it's Carolina Herrera and the pantsuit is $5,000 for two pieces, and maybe if you're lucky, the layering piece underneath, or you're going to shop TJ Maxx and Marshalls, it is all about monotonal. I think the rich girl, the I'm in control, the I don't want you to pay too much attention to the way I look, but pay attention to me, is the dyed to match aspect. So I say there are going to be so many levels, pardon me, of price that nobody is going to be left out here. The second thing is I am hoping that somebody does a pantsuit that has some elasticity in the waist area, because that's my whole concern. And I wouldn't mind if there was some spandex in the wool crepe or whatever gabardine you're working with. But I think that apart from making it monotonal, which is very slimming and also heightening, are the soft layering pieces used underneath. Now, if you're Caitlin Collins on CNN and you're younger, those gold buttons are really your accessories, but she wears a drop gold necklace with that as well. And it's decorative and it draws in the buttons and it kind of makes the whole thing make sense. If you are a woman of a certain age and you've got a lot of eyes on you, I love the idea of the dyed to match layering piece in a softer fabric, a fabric with sheen, like I would say silk washed satin. And I love the way you see it put together. Maybe it's gray and then all the colors of your pantsuits are grayed down pastels. I kind of like to call it crushed dried flowers pastels, where they're pastel, but they're not Barbie. It's a pink, but it's got some ash in it. And I love pairing that with gray. And I love the idea of these soft layering pieces. As a matter of fact, I just went closet shopping and found all these silk tanks and crew necks that I had used maybe 25 years ago, 30 years ago. And maybe they were for my collection, Diane Gilman collection, when I did washable silks, and I just needed a higher end version of what I did and see how they did their armhole, how they did their finishing. But you know what? It takes what can be sort of a harsh message, like, hey, I'm not a man, but I know I'm competing in a man's world, and this outfit gives me authority. But hey, wait a minute. Take a look. I've got on a soft layering piece. It's very touchable, very feminine, very much a softening of the message. And then maybe I've got my high heels on, which is very cool. And I've got one hero piece, like the necklace I'm wearing. Not overburdened with accessories, not overburdened with jewels and jewelry. But if you are going to be in a position where cameras are on you or attention is on you, or you're coming up in front of a school board to make a presentation or a corporate meeting, you want people looking at you without being distracted by the rest of you. So pantsuits, when they are dyed to match, same color, head to toe, with the layering piece dyed to match, really look expensive. They look far beyond what they need to cost, and they look very deliberate and coordinated and put together. And that is another form of power dressing. Everything about you says, I'm mindful. I know who I am. I'm a woman in control. And here's how I present myself to the world. Like, for instance, I'm thinking of a future where I am doing some TED Talks or going into public speaking on occasion. I would dress the very same way. I would have on a totally kick-ass pantsuit. Whoops, sorry, I said that. I would have on something that screamed femininity, thoughtfulness, authority, and you've won half the battle. Before you even open your mouth to give that speech or that presentation, people respect you already. So for those of you who are maybe half my age, and you're thinking, yeah, what's the big deal about a pantsuit, Diane? I mean, they've been around forever. Actually, no, they have not. You know, at the turn of the 20th century, we had World War I and World War II, and that was the only time ever that women wore pants because they were working in a factory because of the lack of men who were off to war. Coco Chanel in the 1920s first introduced decorative wide leg pants as part of a maritime theme that she did over and over that was so beautiful. And because they were more practical. Do you know that Coco Chanel actually was the first designer that ever put a pocket onto a top? Oh, yeah. Before that, everything had to go in a handbag, and she literally obliterated the handbag market for a while until she did the quilted handbag because she was making clothing more practical. So now let's just go back for a minute. What is more practical than the perfect pantsuit? Well, you can take the trousers and wear them alone with a beautiful dyed to match silk blouse, or maybe a cashmere-like sweater. You can certainly take the blazer and wear that with a simple classic t-shirt to go out in the afternoon or the weekend and wear with a pair of great sneakers. These are truly investment pieces. So what happened next? You had movie stars like Katharine Hepburn and Marlene Dietrich. And the shock of all shocks, oh my God, they actually wore trousers. Now, Marlene Dietrich just said, I like to dress like a man. I'm borrowing from the boys. Katharine Hepburn was sporty and athletic, and that's where that trend for her was identified. But nonetheless, they were very outspoken, and that was the 1930s and the 40s. Now let's forward to the 60s. And London for the swing and mod look, and Paris with Yves Saint Laurent. Those were the two places you looked to for fashion, starting in the 60s. And in 1966, Yves Saint Laurent came out with, it was a trend breaker. It was a fashion earthquake. It was Le Smoking, which was the idea of a woman wearing a feminized male tuxedo for evening dress. It wasn't about having to wear a long dress anymore. It wasn't about being categorized. You weren't feminine, you weren't female unless you were wearing some really complicated dress or revealing. No, 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 no. And it changed the way we as females saw ourselves 24/7. Then Calvin Klein came in the 70s and gave us the work suit the pantsuit. It was beautiful. It was classical. It it reeked money and investment and timeless. And do you know, honestly, I think I still have one of those original blazers from Calvin Klein, and it still withstands the test of time. So let me just insert, if you're following me here and you're saying, you know what? Yeah, I can see where for the next 100 days, at least, we're going to be looking at these gorgeous pantsuits day in and day out, rocked by a woman who is not young. She's 60, and everybody around her. And yeah, I'm loving it. So then we come to the 80s, and it's Giorgio Armani. And I remember I had a boyfriend who said, you are not expressing yourself correctly. And he dragged me to Giorgio Armani. And I got this huge dressing room with, a little staircase. So you're sitting at the top of it so they can do the correct hem on your pants, and getting fitted with one blazer and one trouser after the next. And that started, I think, a total obsession for me with blazers and pantsuits and wearing them as a kind of social body armor, and being able to hide. Even then, my middle was definitely not structured abs. And then came Donna Karan, and she created this dyed to match look, only she did it brilliantly. Not only were the blazers and the trousers gorgeous, top quality, and never wrinkled and never faded, and were always there for you, and every woman in power, like Candice Bergen in Hollywood, every woman in power in the corporate world or married to a corporate genius was wearing those pantsuits, but she did it with fully fashioned sweaters, often done as a bodysuit that you tucked in, as a matching piece. And I love that look too. So if you're thinking to yourself, yeah, summer is not a good time to look your very best, especially if you're over 50 and you have to show off some body parts that haven't aged like fine wine, I say go for the dyed to match pantsuit, and you're going to start to see more and more and more of them. And you're going to start, if you watch cable TV like I do and you watch a lot of news, you're going to see that look constantly. So here's the trick. If you don't have a fortune to spend, the trick is going to be getting the dyed to match layering pieces underneath. But if I know my fashion industry and they see a trend that's doable, wearable, universal, and whether you're 30 or you're 80, you're going to look good in this trend, they're going to come up with those dyed to match pieces, and they're going to come up with pieces that fit us more mature girls. Yeah, okay, I'm telling the truth. I got a big waist, right? I've got skinny little legs and a big middle, and it's challenging for me. So the other beautiful thing about buying a pantsuit, whether you're going to do the lean leg, which I'm up that alley for sure, or you're going to do a wider leg, you've got choices in sizing. Yeah, I take a 12 or a 10 jacket, but I take a totally different size in the bottom, and I usually have to have it tailored and put a piece of elastic in the back of it and keep the jacket closed. But still, I think I said to you, I just got back from London from a PR trip. Out of 5 days of doing a lot of intense PR and social media, 4 out of the 5 outfits I brought were based on a perfect blazer. It gives me control. It gives me built-in shape. and it sends a message. And they're usually cleanly cut, and they're not fussy, and it doesn't look like I tried too hard. Now, what do I think is the other secret to wearing a pantsuit and getting the most authority out of it? I think although you borrowed from the boys, give a nod to the girls. And yes, I love when the female anchors on cable TV are wearing that double-breasted balmain. I have a few of them. I love the gold. It makes for a perfect accessory, a gold earring. I don't wear those with a necklace because the buttons are bold. And you don't really have to wear a layering piece underneath if you don't want to, but I always do. I make my pieces very simple, but the key to the pantsuit, I believe, in not being off-putting. And I think the 80s, when we came out with huge shoulder pads and really sharp tailoring, was a little off-putting to males. Although I see it as the first real statement of, hey, I'm playing in the same pool as the boys, and I'm just doing a slightly feminized version, but I'm still making it pretty masculine and strong. I say today's version of the pantsuit is all about color, fabulous color. And whether that is going into, and Balmain did a really good job with it, and there's been a million copies of that you can find at great prices like Neely Lowton. A beautiful bold red, a gorgeous bright yellow, an intense emerald green. And yeah, for me, the ultimate there was navy blue. That just gave me a whole world of being able to wear it with a washed out jean, a deep indigo jean. I never did get the trouser to match, pardon me, because I sort of knew that they weren't playing to women my age, and I was going to have a million problems with the waistband. So shout out to the fashion industry right now. Remember us older girls, if you're doing these pantsuits, give us some elasticity or some room in the waistband. Hello. So I love those crushed dried flowers kind of colors. And what is that? Ashen lilac. A beautiful creamy shade of vanilla. Rose color, but not Barbie pink, but still in the pink family. I would take this blue and pour a little more gray into it for fall and still be able to wear it with an indigo jean as a skinny jean as bottom, but also its own matching trouser. And then I think the other complement that is going to be so important to your look is what is your one hero piece of jewelry. Now, if you're going to wear a necklace, I don't like it to be sparkly. That's just me. I like it to be simple. I like it to look organic. I like it to look like natural stone. This is agate. But it could be a string of Maube pearls. It could be a string of natural rocks. I just bought a necklace that is literally see-through, but it is actually crystals. So the other trend is from a French company called Fondre, and it is gold and a drop, and then a series of bespoke and antique gold charms hanging off of it. Very beautiful. Kate Collins wears that almost every day. But for me, it's too much. It's too busy. I like something up closer to my neck that can actually take the focus away from my neck wrinkles and also give a color boost for the face. I wonder what you think, honestly, and I'm going to really be interested in hearing from you. To me, even as a person who is no longer in the corporate world, but in my own little world of podcasting and being a silver-haired influencer, dress is elemental. What you wear, and we've talked about this, is the world's window to who you want them to think you are. In other words, you can be the woman that you always dreamt you could be just through how you dress. And believe me, dress has authority. It has statement. It's not just about style. It's about the message you want to convey. And to me, nothing conveys a message of power, whether you are a celebrity or a politician or a corporate leader or somebody who is just powerful in your own world, an author, a spokesperson. Nothing conveys empowerment, versatility, and modernity in women's fashion like the pantsuit. And I think it's time for the modern pantsuit, the pantsuit that gives you freedom to move, that gives you stretch, that you didn't spend a fortune on. And I'll tell you what, that is going to be fast fashion's key mark for the next 10 to 12 months. How well do you interpret the high-end blazer suit into affordable fashion? You know, when I still had Diane Gilman collection and I was still on QVC HSN, we did a blazer. It was done in what they call poudre, which is the equivalent of saying it was a looser weave of gabardine. It had spandex in it, so it stretched. The lining had spandex in it. It had a dry hand matte finish. That little sucker was only $69. And that was about 5 years ago, sold out every single time. And we did a pull-on trouser to match. So, world of fashion, don't tell me that you can't reinterpret this look, which is so rich girl, so corporate leader in control, into an affordable mechanism we can all take advantage of and dress in. So, not only is this ageless and timeless dressing, but I think it's going to be multi-level of affordability dressing too, where everybody can get in on it. And you know, the other thing is just the power of every form of entertainment we have today. I was shocked to see on my phone that I've been on TikTok and Instagram up to 4 hours a day. I get a lot of my news off of there now. It's crazy. So whether you're watching cable TV or you're watching some form of social media, whether it's TikTok or Instagram, you're seeing these women come out and they're dressed. And you can see as Kamala Harris like walks up to a stage and sprints up in her tapered leg pantsuit. It looks good no matter what action you're doing with it. And that has to give me confidence at my age that I have found, and I am seeing every day, a formula that is absolutely going to work for me. I'm very self-conscious if I'm on a stage giving a live speech. I'm so used to having a camera in front of me. But hey, you're going out to dinner. It's fall season. Everything kicks in again. There's parties, there's get-togethers, there's corporate meetings. There's a million ways to take these articles of clothing and make them your own. So, in my closing remarks, I love the drapey silk pieces. that are worn underneath. It softens the masculine message. I love the dye to match head to toe. Blazer, layering piece, trouser. I love the tapered trouser, which is actually pretty hard to find. And I love the simple message of one key hero piece accessory. So, yay for fall. Yay for seeing this infusion of affordable, understandable, but elevating fashion coming into play for us women. Yay for timeless luxury dressing at any price. And I hope you're looking forward to fall and totally rejuvenating your wardrobe with a gorgeous, monotonal, dignified, feminine, fabulous pantsuit.
Thank you so much for listening to Too Young to Be Old podcast. The episode may be over, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at The Diane Gilman, or visit our website, thedianegilman.com. If you like the show, leave us a rating or a review and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And until then, don't forget, age is just a number. Together, we'll prove that we are all too young to be old.